Hello there, we're in Newquay in Cornwall, and today we're going to be going off to visit the Eden Project. It's a beautiful day in the springtime. The Eden Project, like nowhere on Earth. The standard entry price then, if you don't book beforehand at Eden Project, is £42. The Eden Project is set in what used to be a former mine, so you have to go a long way down on a gentle slope until you actually reach the project, which you may not realise. Now, during certain times of the year, there is a bus that goes down, but this was back in March, so very early on in the season. But there was a kind of golf cart which was offered to people if they wanted help actually getting down there. There is a strong environmental ethos at the Eden Project. This is one of the first banners I came across talking about it. Okay, so the first area we visited was the rainforest biome. This is designed to replicate areas of tropical climate, such as those in Southeast Asia and West Africa and South America. So it was the warmest of the areas, although it didn't seem initially that warm. It was more humid than anything else, and then it became warmer as we got higher and higher up in the biome. You don't realise how big the place is until you actually get down close to it and actually inside itself. There's over 1,000 varieties of plants according to the Eden Project, and the temperature is between 18 and 35 degrees in Celsius. Now actually, in the summer following this, it reached temperatures of about that in the UK. But yes, it would get quite humid, particularly near the top as you gradually work your way up. There's lots of plants, there's lots of flowers, and there is also some wildlife there as well if you look very closely, mainly smaller wildlife such as insects. Okay, this is beetle nut palm, which is a tree native to the Philippines, widely cultivated for its fruit and also its nuts. A Malay kurban, which is a word for a garden, and in a moment you're going to see a traditional house from that area as we wander inside. Coconuts. Creamy coconut rice. We can see some traditional cooking methods used.
That was a gas one then.
But what does the future hold for living like this? Well, the rural village life for Malay people has been significantly changed over the last few decades as Malaysia becomes increasingly urbanised. Continuing in the rainforest biome now, we come to West Africa, a home of timber and fruit amongst other things. Rainforest protectors supporting organisations working to protect the rainforest. Just look how tall the place is, this big dome. An advert for Costa Rica and going on holiday in a sustainable traditional manner basically. And this is very wobbly, this bridge, as you might be able to tell from the wobbly camera. I don't know how many feet up I was at this point. It's the middle, but I didn't like.
I said to my balancing.
This is looking at the wider world via this model and some information talking about the history of the world, what keeps us alive, including the air and the overall environment, and the issue of climate change as well. Now we are in a rainforest. We're in a rainforest biome, so this is the Rainforest Canopy Walkway. It allows us to look at one of the world's largest indoor rainforests from the treetops, including a wobbly rope bridge we've already been across, and the interactive exhibits about the ecosystems, it says on the Eden Project website. Look at the rainfall here, coming down. Kind of mesmerising in a way. And this is another bridge. Rubber is made from trees. And the key ingredients in chocolate, cocoa from cocoa beans. It's reminding us how much of what we eat comes from ingredients from trees and plants. Palm oil is a big issue. It is cheap, it is the world's most consumed oil, but it also has its own environmental impact, environmental damage. And lots of products use palm oil, biscuits, cakes. Many chocolate companies such as Cadbury's have been heavily criticised by this. And so that's important to talk about for the Eden Project. Sugar as well. The UK sugar consumption has increased significantly, and again sugar comes from parts of the world very far away from the UK and Europe. It's best to maybe limit our use of sugar, not just for health reasons but environmental ones as well, and look out for fair trade sugar as well. The walkway between the two different sections, 25 years of Eden Project. Now we're entering the Mediterranean area, which was much, much cooler. And in fact, when we first went, it didn't even feel Mediterranean at all. But just like the previous biome, it gets warmer as you get higher in these big domes. So we've got some olive trees. And here we have some oranges, and I managed to spot one or two.
This is where
There's one. Apparently, the biggest consumer of oranges, at least in Europe, are the people of Luxembourg. Little Luxembourg, with its free public transport. Love their oranges. Look at these beautiful pink flowers. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. This is about the importance of looking after our environment and the fact that humans are not number one. We're not in charge of everything. Now we're coming to the area of South Africa, which also is classed as having a Mediterranean climate here at the Eden Project. And some of the plants and flowers that are native or popular in that area.
Desired.
And we have poppies. And also kale. These are some unusual sculptures. A real standout of the Mediterranean area, I think, for me. And all about regenerative farming. The dry stone structure there is a borry. The word means ox stable. And this is the cafe. So after visiting both the domes or biomes, we went off to visit a black kind of spiky building, which is a kind of exhibition centre. A bit of a walk along to get to it, but you'll see it in a moment. Invisible worlds, looking at things that are too small or too fast or too slow for us to see with a human eye, in other words. And it started by looking at microbes, so this is away from plants really. Reminded me a little bit of the deep in Hull or some other aquariums I've been in, because it was quite dark with low lighting. Our bodies are 78% nitrogen, didn't realise that, but we can't easily access it. So we need plant-based food in order to do that. And that's where the importance of food comes in, and also microbes as well. And finally, we're heading into the future. Mentions about the Apollo 8 crew flies the moon, discovering the Earth, and about the climate warming. The climate is warming and changing fast. Extinction rates are far higher than normal. forests and other habitats are being lost to agriculture and urbanisation. Natural cycles are being disrupted. There is hope satellites bring the bigger picture into view, helping to detect and reduce the hole in the ozone layer. Monitor droughts, increasing water security. Highlight human health problems. Build resilient towns and cities. And we've also got about reducing disease in crops and forests and restoring landscapes. Bringing the invisible into view and exploring the interconnectedness of everything can transform our understanding of the world and help to tackle some of today's challenges. So in 2018, this unusual sculpture was built in the core building. It's called Blue or Infinity Blue. At almost 20 tonnes and 9 metres tall, it's an immersive installation that pays homage to cyanobacteria, one of the smallest living beings. Around 3 billion years ago, they first developed photosynthesis and changed the nature of the Earth. The sculpture is a monument to these vital microscopic beings who, along with their descendants, found the synthesizing cells of all green plants.
But you'll take loads of shots on him.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he doesn't like heights, so he's staying in the middle.
I thought this was a really good shot of the Eden Project from a distance. And every good museum has its own shop, and the Eden Project is no exception. What I was looking for was the seeds and the plants, and I did pick up some radish seeds from Italy, the mixed ones you can see there. And yes, they've grown very well since. Very well indeed. Here are some of the plants. And a blue water bottle, I picked up one of those as well. And here we are, one of these motorised devices, which takes you back up to the car park. So it is fully accessible. This time of the year it's quite quiet. If you're going in the summer, it'll be a lot busier. It can often be a bit of value to go on a coach trip to the Eden Project, because it is quite expensive, as mentioned at the start of this video, for the admission cost. And of course, if you live in the north of England or Scotland, it's a long way down to Cornwall. And thank you for watching my long form video of visiting the Eden Project in Cornwall for the first time in my life.